great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time, and this year as I sing this song, and I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody. 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
All right, Joe, we are rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic episode number 1817, July 24th, 2026. 102 degrees, the record high on this day. That was in 1941. And it was as chilly as 49 degrees on this day in 1891. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a very worthwhile free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
The president is beside himself, according to everything I can read, about the failure of Iran to be tamed. He's going nuts. He's calling them scumbags and lunatics, which they are. But this thing has no end game. There's no way this can be brought to an end, because I get the feeling Iran doesn't give a bleep about what he does. He says, I'm going to blow up another one of your power plants, and they must say, go ahead.
That's I don't understand their strategy.
Well, to me, just as an amateur, he seems to be coming from the position of, like he's doing a real estate deal. You know, here's my plan. I'm going to give you this, you give me that. But he's not dealing with people who have lived that kind of life. He's not dealing with people who have negotiated anything. It's their way or no way. And now he's puzzled by that, and he can't deal with it. None of the people working for him seem to have an idea about what to do. And he can't walk away, because that's contrary to his personality. He can't say he lost. But would walking away really be a loss?
This is above my pay grade. I can't even opine.
But if
on
it doesn't get better quickly, it's going to get a whole hell of a lot worse
for
everybody in the world, most principally the U.S. Well, or Iran's Arabian neighbors who are being threatened. So, to me, if he walked away now, it would be tantamount to him saying, these people can't be dealt with, and in order to preserve our own lives and our own livelihoods and our own sacredness of life, and don't want to lose any more soldiers, we're done.
Is this, and again, I'm asking, and this isn't going anywhere, I have no idea. Is this somewhat like the rope-a-dope that Afghanistan played on the Soviet Union?
Yes, it is. Iran doesn't seem bothered by the degradation of their country.
Yeah.
They don't seem bothered by the loss of another bridge or a highway or a power plant. Yeah. They have a different world view than a New York real estate hustler.
Well,
they just don't have his way of looking at things.
I was so uninformed that I thought when this first happened all these months ago that we'd be in and out of there within 2 weeks. I just thought, well, this is going to be an easy, let's bowl them over, get out of there, do the good work, get rid of the nukes, and get on with our lives. But, like I said, I'm so uninformed.
I didn't think that. I didn't think it would be this long, but I mean, he wants to say, hey, let's make a deal. They'll just lie to him. They don't make deals.
Yeah, we've witnessed that the last month.
They don't make deals.
Now gas prices are going up again.
And however successful or unsuccessful he's been all his life, that's all he's done is make deals. He's a deal maker.
Yeah.
And he's dealing with people now that are toying with him. And he can't, that's unfathomable to him. He doesn't know what to do about it. I think other presidents probably wouldn't have gone to war. But I have no more to say about it except if it doesn't get cured like today, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse.
Again, let me ask a question because I don't know. Have other presidents just backed down and given them a wide berth? I remember hearing a lot of tough language, but no actual action from the United States. On the nukes deal.
It seems to me that other presidents, chiefly Obama, struck a deal and then went home and really didn't care if the deal was fulfilled.
Okay, thank you. That's kind of what I didn't want to say it, but that's my memory.
But his ego and his narcissism are compelling him to win. He must win this. And what I'm saying, I guess, oddly enough, in his defense is, Don, you got to know when to fold him.
I want him to win this. I really do.
Thanks, Kenny Rogers.
I think Iran is probably one of the most evil countries in the world.
Right, and they're not going to deal with you, Don. They're bad people.
Well, how's that make us look?
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that, Ken. If you back out of it, again, not that I am for or against the war, you back out of it now, that makes you look weak.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to look pretty weak when all your neighbors in the Arab world are bombed. You're going to look pretty weak when there is no more Strait of Hormuz.
There's just no winning over there.
Well, that's the problem.
The Russians got chased out. We went in as heroes. Remember that? Yeah. And then 9/11,
Of the three books that I tell you about, the Tom Rob Smith books, the third and final one in the trilogy is called Agent 6. And that's about a character you'll become familiar with in the first two books who is now fighting for Russia in Afghanistan. We're already up to 1980 in the trilogy. And you learn a great deal about the Russian invasion of Afghanistan and how it completely backfired on them.
Yeah, they weren't ready for. Yeah,
I've dipped my toe into the foreign policy waters. I really have nowhere to go with this except we're in big trouble.
Yeah, I shouldn't be allowed to talk about this at all. I mean, let's talk about the duck migration.
We're in big trouble.
Tractors.
We're in big trouble.
Yeah.
There's.
It seems like it, but I don't know.
But what is the perfect answer?
You're asking the wrong crowd, my friend.
That's the problem. There is no answer.
There is no perfect answer.
There is no perfect answer. I
bought the cheap stuff today. It was $4.09 a gallon.
In his way, he thought he could just command the situation.
Sure. Well, I think everybody did. I don't think it was just him alone. As he lost the support of his party members, his big supporters, have they turned on him on this topic?
I have no idea.
Some have, some haven't, right? That's the way it's turned out. I mean, there was plenty, when he launched attacks, plenty of people who disagreed with them. I don't know if there were many in his party at that time, but there are some now.
Well, I don't know. What does a tomato cost right now?
Well, I just walk to my garden and pick one out, stand there and eat it right in the garden.
Everything's going to get...
Well, like Chris said, he just bought the cheapest stuff at $4.09 a gallon.
That was for regular?
That was the cheap stuff.
Really? It's cheaper than that in the urban sustainable core.
Well, I looked at our place across.
Of course, you live in Iowa.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that price based on futures, though?
Yes.
It's a prediction of what it's going to be.
Correct. And you never buy gas on a Friday or a Monday. I know that. Please don't email me.
Boy, I loaded up yesterday with premium, and it was below $5. I bet it's above $5 today.
Good Lord.
Below $5.
Well, that's the benchmark lately has been for premium. Can you get it above 5 or below 5?
I'm really hoping I get COVID this week.
We had a conversation before we turned the mics on. Joe, I think you should follow my lead. The next vehicles you buy should be 20 years old or older. That's where I'm going. I don't care if I have to pay more for an older, low-mile vehicle. I will.
Well, I'm making the assumption that you're amused that I buy premium.
No, I know you have to.
I want to.
Yeah, but doesn't the manufacturer tell you?
I have to.
Yeah, the manufacturer says you have to.
Which is fine with me. We haven't hit my number yet.
My friend, not me.
The reason I would buy a 20-year-old car is just for the simplicity.
Plus, you're going to want to get that collector's plate. Cheat this date.
I have a collector plate on one car, and
Good.
they're a one-time price. That's the best bargain in town.
And they've tried to change that too. You know,
we
know
went
that
through
story.
That.
Yeah,
we went through that. Before the show, GLers, we had a big talk about continuously variable transmissions and how they're taking over the manufacturing of automobiles worldwide. And all I fear about them is the maintenance, because they run on a pulley and a belt. Pulleys, belts break.
Yeah.
And apparently with a continuously variable transmission, all that means is you don't hear any shift points. It's just constantly adapting to whatever speed you're at.
Almost like a centrifugal clutch.
Yeah. And apparently,
Well, it is a centrifugal clutch.
Apparently,
it's on a belt.
Apparently, when it fails, the whole transmission has to be replaced. Whereas, in theory, if a regular transmission fails, you can replace hunks of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why there's been so many ads lately for these people. I'd be careful, by the way, choosing one. But there's so many ads for these extended warranty outfits. Hey, sign up with us, and boy, we'll take care of your $7,000 problem. I've never done it, but then you wonder if the way the cars are being made are forcing or compelling or inspiring the creation of these new insurance plans.
There's independent mechanics on Facebook that will give you a list of vehicles that you should absolutely buy the extended warranty for.
Yeah.
And it's quite a list. Joe, have you ever, on your new vehicles, have you tried to check the transmission fluid?
I haven't.
On my wife's, she drives a Toyota pickup truck. There's not even a dipstick.
What?
There's not a dipstick.
Well, that's another thing about the CVT transmissions. They require a unique fluid,
Yeah.
which I think that's translated to mean expensive.
Yeah.
The car that my kid had before the car he has now, there was no dipstick either. You had to rely on the inside screen to tell you if there was any kind of oil, if it was short at all or if there was a problem.
All right. Yeah.
I owned a Mercedes once, used. It didn't have a dipstick.
Yeah.
It infuriated me. I'm supposed to rely on the idiot lights. I didn't like it.
And
I
so
didn't like it.
we had some transmission-related problems last year, and then we had to bring it to a dealership. First dealership I've been to in 25, 30 years. And the guys they had working there, they're code readers. They hook the thing up to the code reader, and they read the code, and they don't have the history, the knowledge on how to read something. They don't have instincts.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is read codes and then go chase codes. And so it took 2.5, 3 weeks to get the truck back because they didn't have any old timers there.
This is more fun than talking about Iran.
Oh, it made me so. Joe, and you know what was finally discovered? It was a frayed wire in the column, the steering column, the stick, the shift lever, frayed wire. Took them 3 weeks to figure that out. I was incensed.
I hate to make a dark statement,
But
I brought up Iran because I think we're in big trouble. I think the world is in big trouble. Iran is threatening to bomb England because England's allowed us to use their bases. I mean, who knows where this is going to go, but I don't like it. There's your message. Have a nice weekend.
Well, this is Revelations.
Yeah.
I mean, we're living in end times. Bask in it. You two.
Well, I don't know the word
Chris,
is bask in it.
These two sitting on the outside of the screen.
Yeah.
After the show's over, they ought to run to the liquor store because this is it, baby.
Yeah, can't.
enjoy it while you can.
Just give me if I had a solid notice.
You know,
Oh,
I was talking to a fellow
Palm all straights.
that you guys all know very well, and I made him a promise. I said he quit drinking almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I said the Budweiser Tall Boy will be on ice.
When they give you a week, yep, we're all going to
He
have a
might
party.
finish a third of it and throw up, but
Yeah.
it's there for him.
Well, you got to live up to your promises.
That's right.
I have deep thoughts about the violent chaos in Minneapolis. We've said this before, and this is just a brief deep thought. But the Mysterians are getting away with calling whatever happens. Their newest term is gun violence.
We heard it yesterday with our
There
guy.
is no such thing.
Yeah.
Any more than there's knife violence or baseball bat violence or dynamite violence.
Vehicle violence.
It has nothing, but that's their way of stigmatizing the gun. And Jason Chavez uses it. They all use it. That's their boilerplate language now.
Well, he sent an email.
Gun violence. But you want me to do an ad? Is that what
Why don't you do
said?
that, and then we can come back with your deep thought, because I think it's going to get heavy.
My deep well, it is going to.
I
I
bet.
can't help it.
Hey, that's why we're doing this.
What happened to Fun Friday?
All right, everybody.
Well,
You want to have John on?
Isn't it? It's Friday, isn't it? Isn't that what the
Friday.
kids say?
Joe, how many
Friday?
times have you used the term Friday?
Friday.
never have. Never have, and I've tried to educate you idiots for 30 years, but you don't pay attention.
What?
There's nothing fun about Fridays.
Right. Every day should be fun.
It would be a fun Friday if you were going home to a new polyurea garage floor
Hey, I saw one.
put in by Installed Building Solutions.
I saw their truck. I drove through Jordan, the new development in Jordan. There was a giant truck installing a new garage floor this morning.
Okay, they're catching it right from the beginning.
100%.
You don't have to have a new garage to get a polyurea garage floor. That's the latest technology for an epoxy an epoxy garage floor. And if you haven't been familiar with them, they're amazing because you can clean them in a heartbeat. You can just mop up spilled oil with a paper towel. You can hose them out. They always look great. And IBS Coating, Installed Building Solutions, is installing that polyurea. It's the latest technology. It's not going to crack and fade. They can get most garages done in 1 day, so you can get your garage back quickly. It is really, really a beautiful way to go, and it makes your garage feel that much better, cleaner and brighter. IBS Coating, COATING, IBScoating.com.
And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed, and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Height. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face. Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears. now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time, and this year as I sing this song, and I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see, everybody, 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Is that his cylinder index or his golf score? Either way, it's a big number. Here's Joe Souchere.
Check this out, Such. Look what I have. I have this Seafoam.
How old is that?
It's actually brand new.
I was
Well, it's
gonna say,
all
it's the
scuffed
lighting.
up.
No, it's the
like-
lighting.
What do they call it? Stressed?
Yeah.
You know how you buy a hat that looks all beat up?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a drinking cup. Look at.
Get out of here!
My sister got it for me.
That is
It's my Seafoam drinking
Yeah.
cup. You cannot get this in stores, John. What?
My wife makes those.
Oh, does she?
She does, yes.
How do you
Oh,
make
cool.
them? Well, I don't need to
You-
know
you
that
need
now.
machinery.
No, we have to do this thing.
Anyway, that's my Seafoam thing. I wanted to talk today with Seafoam about the big three. As you guys know, I've told you time and time again, I keep this stuff all over. It's in the shop, the garage. You know, I have 3 trucks, right? It's in every truck. Seafoam Deep Creep, that is. It's everywhere. You never
Yeah,
know.
because those pieces of crap wouldn't run without the Seafoam.
Well, you're not wrong. The plow truck definitely gets regular doses. The old Polaris Ranger, that I gave it a big dose of Seafoam a few weeks ago. That helped. The Deep Creep, I brought a sprinkler back to life last week. So yeah, over and over and over, I'm using this stuff everywhere. And of course, the most important Seafoam product in the middle of summer is the amazing Bugs Be Gone. It works so fast and so easy. It's fun watching those bugs, those big, gooey, juicy bugs slide down the glass. Works on paint, chrome, rubber, plastic, doesn't matter, won't hurt the surface. It's absolutely wonderful. It's the big 3 from Seafoam. The Seafoam Motor Treatment, the Seafoam Deep Creep, and the Seafoam Bugs Be Gone. Wonderful product in times of sin and suffering.
I haven't been sleeping well, so I've been doing a lot of thinking.
A lot on your mind.
A lot of thinking. The universal response to all the violence last weekend The Mysterians call it gun violence. Most principally at the Rain nightclub, where, 14 people were shot?
Mm-hmm.
The response has been, our leaders must do something about this. We must do something about this.
Harumph.
Harumph,
Harumph,
harumph.
harumph.
The mayor should be doing something about this. The city council should be doing something about this. Where are the police? On and on and on. Like it's their fault. It's not their fault. It is the mayor of a city responsible for the behavior of feral young people who have been raised poorly.
Excellent point. No, obviously not.
What the mayor of a city, the closer you get to the country's tallest buildings, can be blamed for is aiding and abetting the policies that have allowed children to become feral. But it's not the mayor, and this won't happen. The mayor should be worried about potholes and street lights and libraries and water fountains and parks and yes.
And keeping the police staffed.
And having a police
proper-
department. But this idea, here I go down a rabbit hole. It speaks to me as symptomatic of the belief, most principally by Mysterians, that the government should be responsible for everything, even behavior.
Right.
No. The Fry has nothing to do with how you showed up at the Rain nightclub with 4 buddies hanging out the window shooting people. That's not Fry's fault. That's not Chavez's fault. That's not Robin Wansley's fault or Chugtai's fault. I hold you accountable for policy making that you've created an environment in which entitlement exists and the expectation of no consequences for actions exist. But I don't hold you responsible for them showing up in a car and shooting people. But the Mysterians, you're getting a glimpse into their mindset when they virtually demand that the leaders must do something about this. Now, I don't know if the American experiment has fallen into that trap or not, but there's just a very brief piece today on the American experiment website, and it says, catch up on the violence that plagued the Minneapolis over the weekend. The latest numbers documenting Minnesota's, that's a roundup of what they're up to. But the lead is, our leaders have no answers after another violent weekend in Minneapolis. The leaders shouldn't have answers. The only answer the leaders might currently be responsible for is a fully staffed police department. And what is happening there? You're fighting people who don't want police. The mayor is at odds with a Democratic Socialist controlled city council that doesn't want police. And as you see from the latest DSA platform that we've been talking about, the DSA in general doesn't want jails and wants no police at all.
Okay, you're getting to where I'm going. Yeah.
So you've got 2 problems here. You've got an absence of moral and ethical integrity in the upbringing of children that runs into, as they become young adults, the fact that the same people who were bringing you up have now demanded that there be no police to account for your actions or to at least arrest you for your actions. So it's a bad situation all the way around. And let me say something else. If it's true that traditional Democrats have to thwart the DSA infiltration of their party, it is also true that Republicans have to thwart the MAGA intrusion into their party. Both parties cannot be run by the extremes. We'll never get anywhere. Neither party can be run by their extremes. That's what's screwing us up right now. Now back to the violence.
Yeah, the violence, the one person in the people in charge I would place blame on, Joe, would be city, county, state prosecutors, Mary Moriarty, Keith Ellison. I absolutely place blame on them for allowing criminals to get off with light sentences or no prosecution at all.
And
absolutely.
What are they reflecting? They're reflecting the Mysterian ideology.
Yeah.
That is
absolutely.
what's damaging.
Yep.
But to think that Fry should bring a lawn chair and set it up in front of the Rain nightclub and
Mom
sit
jeans?
there with his arms folded and
How
say,
embarrassing.
no violence here. That's not his responsibility. His responsibility is that he better have a fully staffed police force. Yes, you in the back.
You know where this stems from, don't you?
I do.
Where?
Well, you tell me.
No. What were you thinking?
No, go ahead, Chris.
Well, it stems from everything I've been talking about, but go ahead.
It stems directly from parents that drop their kids
Yeah.
off at school and say, take care of this. And you see it develop early on in the educational system, K through 6, where so many of these kids, and God bless them, they're just trying to find a sense of being. They haven't had any guidance in their life. They're being dropped off at these schools, and these parents, well, the absent parents or those that don't even give a damn about their own kid, they expect the teachers and the counselors and all of these other people to take care of the problems that they should be dealing with.
There's a decline in the country, not just in Minneapolis, but we're seeing it at the highest levels of political life. There's a decline of integrity. There's a decline of civility. There's a decline of morality. It's a
Responsibility.
personal responsibility.
Yep.
And I'm merely attempting to point out, so far I think successfully, that this behavior that we saw last weekend with this outpouring of violence, it can be traced to upbringing. All of that violence displays the lack of the moral integrity I'm talking about. Now, it probably has happened throughout history, but certainly not to this extent. Because I guarantee you when this kind of violence, if it happened, let's say 70 years ago, I don't think the automatic outpouring in the city was the leaders better do something about this. I just don't think that would have been
Yep.
For example, we've had this discussion before. My generation, we were more afraid of our parents than we were of the police.
Oh, heavens, yes.
That's no longer true.
We still are in some cases.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. They're both gone. But I was always more afraid of a reaction at home to me getting in trouble than from the cops.
One of us parents was the police.
Yeah.
She's 4'11" and she'll kick my ass, Joe. Let me tell you something about Mom.
There was a terrible and I don't mean this unkindly in any way. I'm not going to get myself into a deep hole here. There was a terrible fire last week at an apartment complex in St. Louis Park.
Yep.
Yes.
It was a major league fire, and many people lost everything. A guy on TV was interviewed. Oh, man, I was going to get married. My suit went up in flames, the whole deal. None of them had a place to go. And invariably, when they were interviewed, and they were a fairly young group of people, invariably they said, I don't know what to do. No, I'm not. I don't blame you. You've had a sudden shock and a sudden loss of your belongings. But the initial and most prominent reaction is, where do I go? What do I do? How am I going to do this? What do I do next? And again, I understand that. That's terrible. You have a sudden loss of things. But self-reliance and personal responsibility, they weren't foremost in the mind. They weren't foremost in the mind. Foremost in the mind of the people who lost things was, well, now what do I do? Where do I go? Who's going to help me? And again, I'm not indicting anyone. I don't blame you. That was a shock to the system. But it was interesting from a sociological standpoint to listen to that and to see how the mind was working there. The minds were working on, there must be somebody that's going to come along and rescue me from this. This must be taken care of in some way. And I don't know what the answer is for those people. Many of them probably had family members. Those who didn't, I don't know what you do. You go to a shelter?
Hopefully a church, Salvation Army, somebody will come through.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Did you have insurance?
Well, good luck with that.
Did you insure all your things? Did you plan for this unlikely event? At least if you had insurance, you could restock your wardrobe and your shoes and your
They say renters
computers
insurance is the answer, but what if you can't afford renters insurance?
And they're in no way to be connected to the violence of last weekend. I just was thinking that there is a mindset that's developed in the country that somebody else is going to take care of it. Somebody else is going to take care of it. And so you never hear a city council member or a mayor, because they would be offending their constituency, you never hear them say, in regard to last week's violence, why don't you people display some personal responsibility and some moral, ethical behavior? You're never going to hear that.
I would love to hear somebody say that.
You never hear it.
That's one of the great things about living out in the country. You are on your own. Nobody's coming. You get pinned between two boulders, get out your Boy Scout knife and cut your leg off, because nobody's coming for you.
Now, how quickly, Reavers?
Yes, sir.
Could you scout up that Chavez audio from yesterday? Is that a problem?
No.
Well, just tell me when you have it.
Okay.
Let me talk, and then you give me a nod when you have it.
You got it, Preebs.
Because in acting in concert with the mindset of the civilians, the residents, is the mindset of the politicians who are caught between a rock and a hard place. They have no ability to say, why don't you people behave, because they're on the side of the people who don't even want police in the first place. So they're spinning around, and no one exhibited that better than this extremely ineffective city councilman named Jason Chavez.
After a weekend of violence, we've been pressing city leaders for answers on public safety. Ben Henry spent the day at City Hall working to question those leaders about their action plans. Ben, did you get any specifics?
Well, we were pressing and hoping for more specifics. The council's Public Safety Committee held their first meeting since this rash of violence. Following that, I questioned the committee chair, Jason Chavez, about what he's done, what his plans are, and I followed up on a comment he made about plans for the Minneapolis Police Department. What kind of conversations have you had with stakeholders, including MPD, about immediate action plans that can be put in place to curb this violence?
I've sent emails out to the Minneapolis Police Department, folks from our neighborhood safety atmosphere, and making sure that there is a plan to ensure that those people in the neighborhoods that are impacted by gun violence have the support they need to be safe.
During committee, you mentioned addressing the gaps and also plans for MPD. What did you mean by that, addressing the plans for MPD?
Yeah, it's important to figure out what comprehensive plan our Minneapolis Police Department has to address this gun violence. It's no secret that there have been many instances of gun violence near 19th and Nicolay in the very same area. And I think we need to figure out and get to the bottom of why that is happening and ensure that there is an adequate plan in place to address those concerns. It cannot continue to happen over and over again near the same area. And at all, to be clear.
Any plans to address those specifics then?
Yeah, so that's part of it. In general, what the police department plan is to curb the gun violence. And that wasn't the only thing I mentioned in committee.
Stop it. I can't take it because it's so meaningless.
But it really gives a good example of what you're talking to. And
he has no idea what he's talking about.
No, he doesn't even know what he's saying. It's so ignorant.
And you have a prominent DSA believer who's the chair of the Public Safety Commission. That doesn't work. Then he said, well, we got to make sure the public has support. It will never occur to this poor young man to say, I wish these people would behave. What the hell's wrong with them? That's not even in his purview. That's not even in his thinking.
Doesn't address their upbringing, the parents. He blames the cops, of which he doesn't like and doesn't want any more than what we have.
And wanted to defund them.
He's not even a useful idiot. He's just an idiot.
Johnny, what were you going to say?
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say he sounds like the kid who's trying to make his speech in school longer by making up sentences that make no sense. Like in the various same areas. Still, that part was just unbelievable to me. in the various same area.
We call on Matthew to do that on purpose. You know what, Matthew? Put your spin on it, and he just starts throwing
the
words out.
same areas. Yeah.
Let's do this. You ready?
Curb this violence.
I've, sent emails out to the Minneapolis Police Department, folks from our neighborhood safety atmosphere, and making sure that there is a plan.
Atmosphere.
That you could do.
To be safe.
During committee, you mentioned addressing the gaps and also plans for MPD. What did you mean by that, addressing the plans for MPD?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to figure out what comprehensive plan our Minneapolis Police Department has. It's no secret that there have been many instances of gun violence.
You want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Excellent.
You remember, it was just a few years ago, Joe, over in St. Paul, where we had that feral youth on the run and causing issues in some store, and your mayor at the time ran in there and defended her.
That was a turning point for me. That's a great story. That was a turning point for me. The story was a young woman went into a telephone store?
UPS.
A UPS store, and was acting out ridiculously, misbehaving, screaming, carrying on.
She had been across the street at an Amoco station.
Where she had been kicked out of the Amoco station for her same behavior.
Yeah.
I don't know that mental illness was ever brought up. I think she just might have been a brat. And 2 cops in her, and we saw the video and the audio. And the cops were nothing but professional. They tried to quiet her down, and she, was kicking and screaming. And the next thing you know is the mayor's first response was we have to review this for a police, whatever he said, misconduct or whatever. That was a turning point. Melvin could have revolutionized the city and revolutionized himself by taking the girl by her hand, walking to her nearby house, knocking on the door, bringing her parents out onto the front stoop, and address the press by telling her mother, your daughter is behaving poorly. It's a poor reflection on your family. I wish you would do something about it. The police behaved absolutely as they should have. This is up to you. And he would have said, any questions? And everyone would have been stunned. Everyone would have been stunned, and it would have turned him around. Obama had the same opportunities and rejected them every time. Melvin Carter had the opportunity and rejected it because it just doesn't fit the template of the Mysterian ideology. We're oppressed. There are oppressors. We're all victims. He could have turned that around and did not. And his mayoral career, as far as I was concerned, was a complete failure. The city is far worse off now than it was when he took office.
Speaking of complete failures, so is Chavez.
Yes.
I mean, that audio clip is proof that he's a complete failure.
But they're not addressing a city for GLers. They're addressing a city of Mysterians who put them in office.
But they're really good at getting elected.
Well,
that's the one thing they're really good at.
Then you can't lose sight of the fact that this is who's living in Minneapolis, and this is who they wanted to vote for.
Or let me put a negative spin on what Chris just said. The Republicans are really bad at getting elected.
They really are.
In Minneapolis.
Especially here.
Horrible. They just don't know how to do it the way the Mysterians do.
Don't worry, when Governor Lindell takes over, it will all be okay.
Yeah, I want to say something about that. I meant to say it off the air before the show. If I was in charge in the Democratic Party, I wouldn't say one thing about Lindell because he is burying himself all by himself.
It's like when...
Why? I wouldn't spend one penny talking about that clown. Seriously.
It's the same when Stern came to town and Bernard didn't even say his name.
Didn't even acknowledge
Ignored him the entire time.
Yeah.
I know a guy who has a lake place who sent me a photo of a giant Mike Lindell sign in his front yard that he had photoshopped, and it was pretty funny. Giant Mike Lindell for governor in this front. You could have obscured the house.
John, We should do that at the 123 Main.
You know, I don't.
Well, you know he's in trouble when all the you know the guy's in trouble when all the conservative websites are ganging up on him.
Yeah, Mike's got some issues.
What would the reaction be at 123 Main?
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be met with good
And
cheer.
put an ice out.
Good cheer.
No, wait. He's actually on her side when it comes to ice, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Me?
No, not you.
Oh,
Lindell?
Our next governor.
I think I did that already, and I didn't cross it off.
okay.
That's why I crossed
Hey,
things
you know what?
off.
Let's not argue about him. It's not worth our effort.
Well, he is in the news today, too. I do have
Oh, goody.
a Mike Lindell story. So
GLers, I want to talk to you about Bradshaw and Bryant. Once again, they're showing up in those lists of best lawyers, the Minneapolis St. Paul magazine. Is it called Minneapolis St. Paul magazine?
Yes, sir.
They just had their best lawyer issue. Bradshaw and Bryant, you can find them in there. Insurance companies and adjusters can be tough to deal with, so having someone on your side is important. Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant and his team are there to explain your rights, represent you, and help you through a tough time. I hope you're never in an accident, but if you are, call Bradshaw and Bryant at 800-770-7008 or go to minnesotapersonalinjury.com for a free case evaluation. And please don't be part of the problem. You see it all the time on the road. Don't do it. Don't text and drive or drive distracted. That's just common sense from your friends at Bradshaw and Bryant.
I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years alive. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time, and this year as I sing this song, And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams.
Yay.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
You know how you celebrate a Good Friday? You head down to Harmony Spirits in Harmony, Minnesota. Man, oh man, the best handcrafted cocktails are made right there at the tasting room. And, oh, by the way, from grain to glass, it's the best pure Minnesota-made spirits known to man. And if you go on their Facebook page, by the way, check it out because they've got some cool new selections going on right now. I'm looking at it right now. The barrel-aged old-fashioned. Now, keep in mind, these are the 4-packs that you can assemble. These are all pre-made cocktails that you can put together in a 4-pack. The barrel-aged old-fashioned, which I've had, it's spectacular. The pink lemonade, of course, that's great with vodka. The blackberry lemonade, that's my personal favorite. But the Tiki Tango, I got to try that. I might be in store for a run down to Harmony, Minnesota this weekend to stock up on this. But you can also order this online at harmonyspirits.net. Click the Buy Online tab, and you can have Harmony Spirits sent right to your front door. But what you can really do to help out our friends is go into your local liquor store and ask for the Harmony brand by name. It's going to be another beautiful weekend. She's going to be heating up. Stock up on Harmony Spirits and let them know you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
Here's John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. The federal officials have extended the closure on overnight camping in the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness through Wednesday, but will open some parts to use Monday. Previously, overnight camping permits were canceled through today. The areas reopening for day use are in Cook County, which includes the easternmost parts of the 1.1 million acre wilderness along the popular Gunflint Trail outside of Grand Marais. Officials announced the changes yesterday afternoon as they try to balance the dangers of an outbreak of wildfires in northeast Minnesota with the impact of continued closures on vacationers and the economy that they feed. Also yesterday, authorities allowed evacuated residents near Ely the option to check on their properties. Crews have made progress containing several of the larger wildfires burning inside the Superior National Forest. Still, fires are expected to be more active through the end of the week as temps climb and winds stay steady. 2 men have been arrested, facing murder charges for their roles in a deadly shooting in Minneapolis last month. Deshaun Lavelle Amos and Marquez Patton, both 19, are facing multiple charges in the fatal shooting of 18-year-old Deonta LaShawn Young. Patton is facing 4 felony charges, including 2 counts of second-degree murder, possessing a machine gun, and being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm. Amos also facing 2 charges of second-degree murder and being prohibited person in possession of a firearm. Both men are right now in custody. Police were called to the parking lot of Wedge Co-op in Uptown where a shooting had taken place. When they got there, police said they found a man with multiple gunshot injuries, later identified as Young. Life-saving measures were attempted, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. Another victim later arrived at a hospital with a gunshot injury to their foot.
So there was some gun violence.
Correct.
Yeah.
A jury has reached a verdict in the trial of that Minnesota woman who directed racial slurs at an 8-year-old girl with autism while at a Rochester playground. Shiloh Hendricks was found not guilty on the first count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct. However, she was found guilty of disorderly conduct on the second count for her interactions with a fellow who videotaped the incident. The incident back on April 28, 2025, sparked conversations about First Amendment rights and what constitutes protected speech. 37-year-old Hendricks was fined $1,000 by District Judge Krista Daly. Hendricks also received a stayed 90-day jail sentence and was ordered to perform 200 hours of community service. Hendricks raised over $800,000 online in the days after the incident. Many of the donations came from people who expressed white nationalist and racist views in comments and in their usernames that they supplied when they donated money.
See, when you use the term gun violence, it takes the individual out of the equation. Individuality is not a priority of collectivism. Individuality suggests personal freedom, which is not a priority of Mysterians. So it's the gun that's the problem, not the person, because there is no individual person. We're all a collective. End of that speech, John.
That was deep. I have to think for a moment about all of that.
All right.
You know what my worries are?
I think you stole that from Rookie.
My worries are, should I play an F major 7th or an F 6th in the middle break of a song?
You have a very first world set of problems.
Very much so.
Today I couldn't decide on my deck setting being 3 inches or 2 3/4 when I mowed.
I couldn't decide whether I should water some more or if I watered enough for a while. I think I've watered enough for a while.
Do you get the chair set up and the whole deal outside?
I got a variety of chairs where I sit.
Well, it's station work.
Move around.
Got it.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Back now to Mike Lindell. Leading.
Hey, Pillow Man. Mikey.
Mike is leading polls for the Republican spot to run for governor in Minnesota in the August 11th primary.
God almighty.
And as of this week, he is now registered to vote here in Minnesota.
Attaboy, Mike.
He is blaming the state for not already being registered, but ironically, his excuse shows it's not as easy to be automatically registered as election critics say. Lindell said he got a driver's license last year in Minnesota, and he says that means he should be automatically registered. Well, it's not really how it works. The new law passed by Democrats in 2023 is commonly described as automatic. In reality, it requires more verification than enrolling to vote in other ways. When a Minnesotan applies for a standard driver's license, they can show dozens of records to prove state residency, including a property tax statement or recently expired state ID, but the state only registers a driver's license applicant to vote if they show documents proving their citizenship, like a U.S. passport, or if the Department of Public Safety has records showing proof of citizenship from a past transaction. State officials said the confusion is common. A lot of people believe they've been automatically registered to vote after getting a license, only to find out they weren't because they didn't provide proof of citizenship during the license process. And less than a month after ending operations, Northeast Minneapolis craft brewer Bauhaus Brewing Labs in Northeast Minneapolis is reopening under new ownership.
Really?
ABV Technology, a St. Paul-based company, is taking over. Ops are set to resume later this summer. The original Bauhaus favorites will remain, but the new company says a new beverage program will be introduced with no and low alcohol craft beer, wine, cocktails, and non-alcoholic specialty drinks. The company also said it plans to expand production to offer more competitive pricing for craft producers. Why don't we take a quick break here and hear from the mayor, Mr. Souchere.
If you need garage door work, get it done in the summer so you're not going to be having that door open during cold weather. Precision Garage Door can provide you a new door, models for every budget, increases the value of your home, and you can save energy during every season, provides better security. A designer comes out. You select the new garage door. Right now, you get up to $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door when you purchase a new door from Precision Door. If you like your door, but you want to make sure it's ready for this upcoming winter, get a $79 safe and sound package, which includes a 25-point safety inspection. Let's just call it this. They'll throw some diagnostics at it. They'll take care of the squeaks and the noises it's making, and you'll be better off and ready to go. Get that work done in the summer. You don't want to be fooling around with the snow flying or the freezing rain. Book online at Precision Door MN, one word, precisiondoormn.com, or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book a Precision Door safe and sound package.
Thanks, Joe. In national and international news, the Trump administration imposing new tariffs today on dozens of countries over alleged forced labor violations, that according to a notice in the Federal Register. The duties set between 10 and 12.5% effectively replace President Trump's temporary 10% global tariffs, which expired at 12:01 a.m., the same time the new ones took effect. The tariffs apply to 60 trade partners and cover 99.4% of U.S. trade. The Office of U.S. Trade Representative said that it could not provide an estimate of how much revenue these new tariffs will generate. The official noted the new tariffs would not stack on top of existing import taxes on steel and aluminum, known as Section 232 duties that the president imposed last year on national security grounds. U.S. apps for jobless benefits tumbled to the lowest level in more than 5 decades last week as layoffs remain historically low despite global economic uncertainty. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits in the week ending July 18th declined by 22,000, according to the Labor Department. Average long-term U.S. mortgage rate climbed this week to its highest level in nearly 12 months, pushing up borrowing costs for prospective homebuyers at a time when rising oil prices are already squeezing household budgets. The benchmark 30-year fixed-rate mortgage rate rose to 6.58% from 6.55% last week. 1 year ago, the average rate was 6.74%. The rate has ticked higher 3 weeks in a row. Higher mortgage rates can add hundreds of dollars a month in costs for borrowers, limiting homeowners' purchasing power. As rates rise, that can lead prospective home shoppers to delay buying a home. One reason the experts say U.S. home sales have been sluggish all this year.
I talked to somebody this week who's been in the biz for a long, long time and said, this is going to get real bad.
Mm-hmm. Criticized by a federal judge for sloppy legal work. The government yesterday grudgingly withdrew those subpoenas we had talked about that would have compelled 3 New York Times reporters to testify about their sources for articles about President Trump's Qatar-gifted Air Force One jet. The withdrawals in U.S. District Court followed a back and forth between a visibly irritated Judge Aaron Subramanian and the government lawyers. They come at a time when the Trump Organization is vigorously going after news organizations whose reporting and coverage it doesn't like. The government's turnabout in the face of vigorous legal opposition and a stern reprimand from a judge marked the latest instance of the Justice Department making aggressive moves to compel journalists to identify sources before a grand jury.
I never want a gift that cost me $400 million.
Well, what kind of gift would cost $400 million? Aside from a plane, of course.
I think about a plane. That's about it.
That's about it, yeah. United States has now recorded more cases of measles in 2026 than in any other year since the virus was declared eliminated in 2000. A sign the country may be headed toward a new era in which the disease regularly sickens thousands every year. On Friday, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced that there have been 2,318 confirmed cases of measles. The case count toppled the record set last year when measles infected more than 2,200 Americans and killed 2 unvaccinated children. More measles cases have been reported in the U.S. in the last 2 years than in all the years from 2000 through 2024 combined. Reversing course on measles would require a nationwide push to improve vaccination rates, a prospect that experts says seems unlikely. Under the leadership of Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he's halted funding for vaccine hesitancy research, downplayed the risks of measles, and spearheaded a hunt for evidence that vaccines are unsafe. In November, a panel of international experts will meet to determine whether the U.S. has lost its elimination status, which has long been viewed as one of the country's crowning public health achievements.
John, I just noticed you're wearing a racist T-shirt.
I am. Oh, and it's got a picture, too, if you want to see the picture.
The Mandan Braves. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, see,
that's very racist of you.
This is the logo. I can't point. I don't know what
I know. You got it. Yeah.
That's the school's logo.
I love it. I wish that wasn't racist.
Are they still called the Braves?
They are still called the Braves.
No
yes.
kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think Braves is considered, like Redskins or anything like that. I think Braves is.
I suppose because Atlanta, the baseball team's still called the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I think Braves is seen as heroic, whereas Redskins was a slur, that kind of thing.
Sure.
In Pennsylvania, a Lancaster County man was found guilty of threatening his neighbors with a large stick and trying to set them on fire with a makeshift flamethrower. I think you can figure out how he made the... Kenny, don't you, how he made the flamethrower?
I hope it's carb cleaner or wasp spray or something of the like.
You're on the right track. 41-year-old Stanley Walden of Providence Township was found guilty of making terroristic threats, possessing a prohibited offensive weapon, criminal mischief, and simple assault. Walden used a lighter to ignite an aerosol can that he aimed toward one of the victims as if it were a flamethrower outside their residence, directly across the street from his own home in the first week of September 2024. The ignition created a 3-foot flame that Walden began waving back and forth, which could have burned one of the victims, according to authorities, if they had not moved out of the way. The whole thing occurred shortly after Walden, who had been carrying a large stick, backed the victims into a corner and began yelling at them. A third person arrived and physically removed Walden from the victim's home. Walden then started smashing one of the victim's vehicles in the driveway. After damaging the vehicle, he briefly returned to his own residence and came back moments later.
This is what happens when you bleep with a stranger.
Right.
He came back carrying a hammer and the aerosol can once again.
What was the original beef, John? Do we know?
It doesn't say. It just says he came over to the house.
Yeah.
It doesn't say why. Walton sentenced up to 23 months in prison plus 7 years probation. As part of the sentence, as you would expect, he is not allowed to contact the victims and must stay 100 yards away from their home.
He's not allowed to have a stick.
No stick.
He can't have a stick.
One of the most addicting topics or videos on both YouTube and Facebook is road ragers, for instance, or Karens getting instant karma.
Oh, yeah, I love
If
that.
you click on one of these videos, I promise you it's going to be 4 hours later and you'll still be watching these instant karma videos.
And by the way, the original source of the beef, Joe, was Walter thought that little Larry Sellers stole the dude's car with the briefcase.
He thought that was a Corvette was his. You know?
Smashing the windshield.
This
Big
is what
fat
happened.
dude comes running out and does damage to the dude's car.
And the kid
and the
doesn't
next scene is them driving the dude's car
No
with no
windshield.
windshield. Well, that's brilliant. Oh, the Coen brothers are brilliant.
And the kid sat there the entire time, didn't say one word.
In Texas, this is a horrible story. Odessa, Texas. Police are working to identify a man found dead inside a closed donation box last Friday at 8th Street and Coleman Avenue.
Hobo?
Yeah, they don't think there's any foul play involved. They've ordered an autopsy. They think perhaps he just crawled in there to sleep.
Yeah.
A neighbor who lives on Coleman Avenue said he had smelled a strong odor for weeks before police got there. He initially assumed the victim was a child or infant because he could not imagine an adult fitting inside the box's small opening. The witness said, "I never knew where it came from. I just smelled it, but I thought it was a trash can or something. You know how it smells during the summertime." The company that owns the box has not responded to a request for comment as of the report. Odessa police said there are no updates at the time, but as I said, they don't think any of this involved foul.
Well, the poor guy might have died from the heat.
Yeah, they just.
Why don't we take a time out and go get Patrick?
We can, but first let's hear about North American Banking Company. Let me clear my throat first. North American Banking Company is here for you, and they have been so since 1998 when they decided to create a better banking experience for their customers. And you know what? That still rings true today. That's right. Whether you're looking to maybe open up an account, whatever, for your kid, for your family, for your business, they're here to help you, and their experts make everything so convenient and also very, very easy. I stopped in up at the Roseville location yesterday afternoon. It's a wonderful customer-related staff, and you know what? Their focus is to create a better banking experience for everyone, and they are locally owned and operated. I know I've been stressing that, but here's why that's important. That means all loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't sell these to out-of-state companies. All of that money stays right here inside of the community. But you got to see it for yourself. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more, with 6 convenient Twin Cities locations to serve you. I already mentioned Roseville, but 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also in Maple Grove. nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
Hey, Pat.
Yes, Joe.
Does Scheffler, what's his name?
Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler have any advertising partners in the Twin Cities, or is he just here for the hell of the tournament?
I think he's here because Hollis worked him hard, and got him to show up.
You know what?
Maybe they could have found a couple of. I'm sure that a couple of advertisers embraced him while he was here, but I don't know that for sure.
But you know what impressed me? He's trying to win it. Just he doesn't care. He doesn't care that he just came for the British Open.
He's not going to. He's not going to hit it in the water on 18 like Dustin Johnson, so he can go home after 2 days.
Right.
So anyway, he just made a long putt to go to 7 under, so that's good. Although we did have a 59 out here today. Did you see that?
Really? By who?
Michael Kim. It's easy to get your Kims confused.
Yeah.
This is not the Kim that almost won the British Open. This is another Kim, and he shot 59. He would have eagled 18 instead of birdied. It actually had to make a 24-foot putt on 18 to shoot 59. But a lot of people make eagle on that 18, and if he'd done that, he would have tied the all-time low record, 58. So,
Whoa.
yeah, Joe, there's just not much this course can do anymore to unless the wind blows really hard, they're in trouble here.
Well, they're having a bluebird day today, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Cloudy and just a little breeze, but not much. Sunday will be interesting. It's supposed to be 98, and there's not a lot of shade trees out here. So.
Right.
So, Pat, if Joe was covering the 3M event like we did when we had baseball on AM 1500, Joe would say, "Did they send us the right Kim?" Is that?
Well, there's also an M out here. I wonder what happened to that guy's. Wonder what happened to that guy's K. He's got a M.
He's missing a K.
I think he just dropped it. I think he just said the hell with it. I don't need a K. So, but hey, the former St. Thomas Academy goalie Donahue, the kid, Muggy or whatever his name is, he's like 6 to 7 under. He shot a great round today too.
Wow. Is there a good turnout today?
Oh yeah, Scotty packing them in.
Yeah,
that's. I was thinking about this and making deep thinking about this. I think a superstar is more important in golf than any other sport.
Maybe,
having
yeah.
someone you really heard about, that you either root for them or against them. But anyway, holy cow! You know who's tied for 49th at 3 under?
Who?
Kay Ventura, and he's dead. So isn't Kenny dead? I think Kenny died, but I don't know who. This guy must be some grandson.
Who's Kenny Ventura?
You don't remember Ken Ventura?
Oh, Ken Ventura, the golfer. Yes.
Kay Ventura's 3 under. I'm going to have to look him up. He must be grandson or something.
Wait a minute. The stunning thing about that is he's 3 under, and he's in 49th?
He might not make the cut.
That's amazing.
He might not make the cut.
That's amazing to me.
I think the cut is 3 at the moment. Maybe it's 2, -3.
It's Chris Ventura, Patrick. Chris Ventura is the name.
Okay. All right. Well, I'd have to get out there and watch it if it was Ken, because the fact that he's dead would really make it a story.
You'd have yourself a column.
Yes, I do. I would. We got bad news here. I don't know what's happening today, but John Anderson's heart attack. Did you read about this?
I did not.
Did you see that? Yeah, John. Our shooter was the first one I'd heard about in the middle of the day, but I didn't want to go public with it. Then Shooter tweeted it out last night, I believe, and he had a bad heart attack on Wednesday and was in the hospital late Wednesday, and is in the ICU unit now. I don't know. I don't know if he's awake yet or not. I heard there was some slight improvement, but 71 years old and just fine shape. And I don't know. He was just at home, and he got a bad one. So they had to work on him for quite a while to get him going again, and then they took him to the ICU. So
is he the retired Gopher baseball coach?
Yes, he only retired 2 years ago. He coached it. He coached there from 42 or 3 years, something like that. 44 years. Yeah, good guy. I mean, you could always call him up. Now, he could complain a lot with the best of them, but it was not at you, but it was about the hand he was being dealt by a tight-fisted athletic department.
Yeah.
But basically, they wouldn't have baseball anymore if he hadn't built Siebert Field. He raised all the money for Siebert Field.
Yeah,
the university got him about 50 cents for that thing. So.
Yep, you were right. 1981 through 2024, 1,390 victories. The winningest coach in Big Ten history.
And he was scheduled just last week. There was a story on he was winning the Lefty Gomez Award, which is given out by the baseball coaches, College Baseball Coaches Association, at a convention in January this year. And it's about the only award he hadn't won. So hopefully he'll be in shape to go get that. So.
Well, I hope I think he'll recover. He's in shape.
Yes, he is. He's a good Iron Ranger. He's a former Bowabic Brave, and all those Iron Rangers, man. That's where I was getting my information. Is other guys who played sports on the Iron Range 50-some years ago. They all stay in contact. It's I'd say that I've always thought the Iron Range was the largest area for a small town anywhere in the world. If there's a wedding in Chisholm, everybody at Hemi knows about it. They know it's incredible how they compete against each other, but they're all buddies.
Hey, Pat, the Twins hung on yesterday, evened the series in Cleveland.
That was a great game because they were in sudden death defeat mode 3 straight innings.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 10th, bottom of the 11th. And 3 different relievers got him out, and then this other guy got him out in the 12th. Joe, when this Jack Anderson, was the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
That is the 29th pitcher that the Twins have employed this year.
Holy
and
man.
we're not talking about position players pitching. I'm not counting them.
Yeah.
Because they've had 3 of those. These are just pitchers. 29 so far this season.
They'll get it right one of these days. Who's coming to town tonight?
The Athletics.
The Oakland Athletics.
No.
Well, wherever they're from.
Oakland,
yeah.
And we can't call them Sacramento, but eventually we'll call them Vegas here. I think one more year of Sacramento, right, Reavers?
Yeah. Well, isn't it? They're opening up the ballpark in 28, I thought. Or I might be wrong.
Well, then that would be one more year in Sacramento.
Oh, I thought. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. I'm
sorry.
They
in Sacramento? Is that where they are?
Yeah, the AAA affiliate.
Yeah.
Yes, they play in that, but the AAA team still plays there too. So they're playing 162 home games in that ballpark. You think that AAA grounds crew might be a little tuckered out by the time the year's over?
How would you boys like to go to a Sunday afternoon ball game in Vegas in July?
No, but that'll be a dome.
Well, we're going to have a rough.
Yeah. Pat, I'll talk to you Monday.
All right. We'll know who shot 27 under to win this tournament by that. So
all right.
I'll see you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Yeah, they can't make that course long enough, and the conditions are too good. So take a break.
Okay.
Today is Friday.
TGTI. Friday.
Way to run that call today.
It's the scramble.
One name of the
What happened to the crawl?
call. We added Aiken, but it didn't catch up to the rest of the names.
Only Aiken.
Look at that.
Bye, Aiken. See you later.
Hey, I have big news.
Are you serious, Clark?
Yes, I am.
There's Aiken again. Look at right there.
Yeah.
There it goes.
We have the GLer of the week. They get the Masters Maples.
Who is this brought to us by? The first sheet that I handed you?
Installed Building Solutions.
Nice.
IBScoding.com brings you the GLer of the week, and this week it's Kent Schilling of Abbotsford, Wisconsin.
Hey, Kent.
A proud council member since May of 2024.
Wasn't last week's winner from Abbotsford?
No, last
Are
week's
you
winner
sure?
was from Maple Grove, Travis Anderson.
We did two of them, though.
This week's... Did we do this one last week?
No. We did two of them last week because of the holiday.
Well,
We
the
have
one
talked
before that
about-
was Afton, Minnesota, so you're wrong.
Well, we've talked about that city recently.
I don't think we've ever brought up Abbotsford,
I'm pretty sure
Wisconsin.
we have, because I've got a buddy over there, and I thought about him when you brought it up.
Why are we brawling about
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry, this is stealing your thunder, Kent Schilling. You're still the
Hey, Kent,
the
do you know Paul
GLer of the week,
Stockwell?
and you're now in the middle of a brawl. There
Tell
you go.
Kenny said
Here you
hi.
go.
Hey, by the way, the Masters Maples savory seasoning for
Yeah.
your grilling purposes.
I'm aware of it. Here, you take
My
that too.
goodness gracious. You got to get it. mastersmaples.com. Ben, you've created a monster in the Reavers household, so thank you.
You like a good seasoning, Billy?
Steak bites
Yeah.
with this. Tell the CP. You know what? I've got an extra one. I'm going to bring it for you on Monday.
Okay.
The CP, because she can rattle some pots and pans.
Well, maybe I can do something with it.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one, Joe.
Yeah.
The steak bites with the savory seasoning.
How do you
Oh
do,
my lord!
How do you do steak bites?
We just cut up. Oh my god!
What kind of steak do you use?
Do you
Chris?
grill the steak first, then cut it up?
You can,
Or do you grill the bites?
You rattle it around a little olive oil and the savory seasoning.
Yeah, it's too complicated. Only because they come to us
You're right.
It's a tough one.
all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga, South Africa, from the Traveling Lymans. WorldwideWaftage.com. You can go on there and watch giraffes poke their head right into their place. It was on this day.
Joe, today is Friday, July 24th.
Well, on this day in 1786, geographer Joseph N. Nicolet was born in France. After traveling by canoe to Omashkuzu-Zagaigan, later called Lake Itasca in 1836, and to Inyan-sa-Kapi, a pipestone quarry sacred to the Dakota people, in 1838, he published a map of the upper Mississippi River's drainage system in 1843. On this day,
July 24th.
and I remember this one from last year. This happened too.
I bet.
On this day in 1998, pitcher Isla Borders of the Duluth Superior Dukes was the first woman to win a men's regular season professional baseball game. The Dukes beat the Sioux Falls Canaries 3-1 in Duluth. Remember that?
I do.
Whatever happened to Isla
I was
Borders?
actually just looking that up.
She's not
Didn't
still
she-
pitching.
no,
that was
she-
a long time ago.
She coached, didn't she?
I thought she became an ump.
Maybe she did.
I'm not sure.
On this day in sports disappointment history,
July 24th.
you're supposed to say.
On this day,
No.
Thursday.
No, you're supposed
Friday.
to say.
Who lost?
Who did
Oh,
we
who'd we
to?
lose to on July 24th?
On this day in 2021, the Vixen lost the D1 championship to Boston 42-26. Is the Vixen a college team?
It's football? Is it?
Why is D1 in there? Reavers, pay attention.
Division 1.
Or is the Vixen a college team?
No, they're professional.
Well, why does it say they lost the D1 championship?
Maybe
to
that's just the designation of their league.
I have a question. Who the hell cares?
Isla Borders worked in the Long Beach Fire Department for a year and a half before moving to Gilbert, Arizona in 2008, where she also served as a firefighter and emergency medical technician.
I seem to recall, I think because we probably looked her up last year.
Yeah.
I seem to recall that.
Anyway.
Well, good for Isla. One flag note.
Aiken.
Look at it. It's the only thing on the crawl. Aiken. Are you Aiken people happy? The only thing on the crawl now is Aiken.
I am Aiken to be done with this
goodbye.
show.
The Waldorf, Minnesota City Council voted to fly the true flag. Waldorf. Thank you, G. Eller.
Yes, thank you. Do us a favor if you haven't done so already. Join.
Aiken is flying the true flag.
That's right. All by themselves.
That's it.
Join the 21,000 subscribers of the Garage Logic YouTube channel, where you can watch the show every single day starting at noon. And on that channel, you can also see full segments. There's video shorts. There's behind-the-scenes footage. Just search Garage Logic, that's 2 words, on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And you can also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today online at garagelogic.com.